AI is remarkably good at reflecting our language and patterns back to us. While this digital mirror feels supportive, it has no ethical boundaries. If you want to use public AI tools to process session notes or generate ideas, you need a precise system. Today, we are going to walk through a framework to translate private client notes into de-identified prompts that are completely safe for public servers. Before you even open a browser, there is a hard prerequisite. Your client must explicitly consent to the use of AI. They need to know what tool you are using and why, so they remain a collaborative part of the process. Because no matter how sophisticated these systems get, they are not accountable. The legal and ethical burden of protecting confidentiality rests entirely on your shoulders. Step 1 is checking your digital environment. Before typing anything, verify exactly what kind of AI platform you are looking at. Looking at this diagram, the landscape is split into two categories. On the left, clinician-specific AI tools are built with lockdown, HIPAA-compliant safeguards for client material. On the right, general-use AI platforms are open to the public and are not designed for confidential data. If you are working in that open, general-use space, you must follow the golden rule: de-identify everything. Let's look at how easily privacy slips through. A draft prompt might start out, "My client Sarah, a 42-year-old teacher in Denver." We immediately strip out obvious identifiers. The name, exact age, specific profession, and location have to go. These direct data points are immediate liabilities. Regardless of what you plan to ask the AI, these specific details can never touch a public server. Removing the name is a necessary start, but it does not guarantee anonymity. We also have to watch out for indirect identifiers. As this diagram shows, when you combine a location, a unique job title, and an age bracket, those overlapping data points can isolate a specific person just as effectively as a name. For instance, if your prompt describes the only female pediatric surgeon practicing in a specific rural county, anyone reading that output knows exactly who you mean. The rule here is strict. If any combination of details could reasonably trace back to a living individual, the confidentiality of your container has failed. To fix this, we shift our language away from specific people and move toward broad psychological archetypes. Looking at our layout, we have the specific, redacted notes on the left. Now we build a safe prompt on the right. Instead of Sarah, we write, "A mid-career professional navigating burnout." Mapping facts to themes gives AI exactly what it needs. This approach severs the tie between the human being and the data point. Your client's unique life remains entirely protected. Focusing on the pattern rather than the person lets you leverage the AI for brainstorming and reflection while keeping the actual coaching relationship completely secure. Now that your prompt is drafted, there is one final step before you hit submit. We need to do a mandatory operational pause. First, does this prompt support or dilute the coaching relationship? Second, is my client fully aware and consenting? Third, am I fully protecting their identity using archetypes? And finally, would I be comfortable explaining this exact choice to my ethics org? If your answer to any of those 4 questions feels shaky, stop. You need to back up and revise your approach until your ethical boundaries are solid. What you're left with is a polished archetypal prompt that is ready to use in a public AI platform. AI is a capable tool for processing thoughts and exploring new language. But it cannot replace your presence, and it cannot hold the container of your work. The machine may be highly intelligent, but it answers to no one. Save this archetype translation framework and apply it every single time you interact with an AI platform. Because at the end of the day, no matter how fast the technology moves, the responsibility for protecting the client always rests with you, the human in the room.